Hi, everyone. Greetings from... UK Sport. Now, the starting group for the Milwaukee Bucks. The post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. Jackson is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Prince in at the 3 spot. And for New York, Bridges out there with Josh Hart. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Towns in at the 4. You know, Doris, with all the fanfare of opening night, it must be tough for the players to keep their focus.
Yeah, I think obviously there's a ton of excitement because you put the offseason to use trying to improve your skill as a player, but you love the game of basketball. It's hard not to get amped up. You know, it's just the mature players who are able to channel that in the right direction.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Tom Thibodeau, and as you would expect, their focus on defense is Damian Lillard. He said Lillard's smart. He's seen every defensive look there is, so we can't get fancy. Our main thing is to be ready with help defenders inside. We can't allow him penetration. We're hoping to limit the damage he can do at the rim. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, David. And it's Lillard missing.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
And the shot will not go from Anunoby. Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to Indiana. Doris, when you think of Mikal Bridges, what comes to mind?
The fact that he is available almost every single night, that you can count on him to bring great defensive intensity. He's become a legitimate threat from three-point territory, and now all of a sudden he's adding some ball skills. Mikal Bridges gets better every single year.
Here is Lillard after Mikal Bridges hitting the 3. Antetokounmpo. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up.
And you love watching Giannis operate inside. So assertive and forceful.
Bridges inside. Jackson on him. Towns a screen on Prince. Here's Anunoby. Drops in the layup for 2.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
7-4.
Here's Lillard. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Shot clock at 6. Count it. Good.
And there's an edge to Lillard's game. He's fearless, and you can see it when he's finishing in traffic.
Bridges for 3. Here's Robinson, and it's Robinson with the jam.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
No reason to do so there. He was going to leave, no doubt.
Here's Lillard, following the score by New York. From deep, up and in, off to an efficient start, 2 for 3 from the field.
A downright lethal three-point threat. Lillard is someone defenders must stay attached to if they want to have any impact.
A three-pointer is right on target.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
That one falls. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Robinson a screen on Jackson. Bridges passes to Robinson. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
First personal
Now,
foul.
Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, and Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
And the basket by Lillard.
Aggressive move by Lillard, attacking the heart of that defense.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Lobbed up there for Robinson. Lopez with the steal. Giannis with it. Now guarded by Towns. It's Giannis with the drive. The shot by Lillard wide open. Sinks the triple. Lillard's got a couple of threes now in the first for Milwaukee. Robinson sets a screen for Bridges. To the paint. Lets it go with a three. Here's Robinson, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Robinson's got 8 points.
Well, this is where Mitchell Robinson can make his impact on the offensive end. Get the putback with that verticality.
And Damian Lillard with the jam.
So far, both teams scorching the Nets. You gotta love it.
Well, you love it when you can get off to a fast start offensively. You hate it, though, when your opponent does the same.
And there's a whistle. It goes on Mikal Bridges. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
7 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The wide open look here for Lopez. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. Well, it's been a high-scoring competitive game through the first quarter. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And to look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bucks.
A lot of high motor play from them in this one, allowing them to kind of charge through the defense and find good looks.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
You've got Josh Hart. Mitchell Robinson out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward position. There the group New York will start the second one. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. Yeah, that's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, Giannis Antetokounmpo is not one to puff out his chest and chase accolades. He said, I put the work in. That's how I get my confidence. I don't follow the media or my stats. What I know is that I put the work in, and I try to be the best version of myself. And that focus has served him well. Kevin?
It has. You know, his dedication, David, unquestioned. And we appreciate your report. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Lillard's got the lead up to 7 now for Milwaukee. Hard against Lillard. Now, here's Hart. D right on him. Here's Anunoby. That's a 2 from Towns. The rebound by the Bucks.
Listen, if you're that wide open, you have to take the shot, even if it's not your favorite.
Prince finds Lillard. Outside, Antetokounmpo. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
An amazing athlete. The length, speed, Giannis is borderline impossible to guard when he is playing downhill.
Now, here's Bridges. He had 15 points last out. Count that one.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Lillard against Bridges. And that one's good. Lillard's got the lead back up to 9 now for Milwaukee.
Some nights, Lillard can just keep going and going.
Bridges misses.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Greg, you know this. Good coaches give their players confidence. But what's the balance there between information and accountability?
Well, when you believe in a player, that also comes with expectations. So a coach has to boost them up and also demand that they deliver.
Towns wide open. A three-pointer off the mark. Bucks leading by 9. Lopez, a screen on Bridges. Here's Lillard, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
That first step of Lillard, get him.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
And Damian Lillard with the jam.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
And Towns throws it down.
Unbelievable. That's the big cat. So fluid at the center position.
On offense here at the Bucks. They're on a 15-6 run. Well, Greg, the Knicks have certainly brought hope back to the city of New York.
And it's been fun to watch. The fans are rallying behind this team, and it's not just because they're winning. It's the way they're winning. They play with heart and hustle.
Giannis passes to Lopez. Nice fake with the layup off the mark. Knicks trail by 14. Robinson up top. Antetokounmpo defending. Robinson kicks to Towns. Lobbed up there for Robinson. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
You've got to have a great sense of timing on the alley-oop pass. Fantastic finish by Mitchell Robinson.
Lopez, a screen on Bridges. Lillard attacking. Antetokounmpo up top. At the top of the key, Lopez. Good. And it's Giannis picking up the assist. Giannis has got 3 assists now in this one. Bridges for 3. Rebound by Brook Lopez.
I'll tell you, it's been a struggle for him in this period, and they're struggling as a result.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Hart with it. He has yet to score. Pass to Robinson. Here's Bridges. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzers. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
We should rename the first half Dame Time. He actually uses that. We should name that because
now let's take a moment. And that's a halftime.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy, ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
So with Lillard on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. Gary Trent is out there with Kevin Porter. Then there's Bobby Portis. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Sims in at the 5, down low.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
Boy, just sheer dominance, the ability to step into enemy territory and flat out take over. This is impressive. What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
They set the pick. Out to Kuzma. From outside the arc, the offensive rebound, and he jams it with authority.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
You have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box outs.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. The Bucks use their size defensively to great impact. Coach Doc Rivers said, "You're not fast, you're long." So we get our fingertips on a lot of balls, and that slows fast teams down. Switching keeps guys in front of you, and the more size we can put in front of people, the better it can be. Kevin?
Yeah, you followed this league for a long time. That sounds like a pretty good game plan. The kick out to Porter. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Kuzma passes to Porter. Here's Sims, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
And Brunson gets it to go.
80% shooting to start the third, 4 for 5.
And one thing among many doors that's so impressive about Jalen Brunson, the way he goes to work in the paint. Wow.
Kevin, at his size, you have got to be crafty. You've got to have great footwork and great patience. You've got to be willing to work in a crowd. What he does is really impressive.
So fast in transition. Brunson gets it in there.
Just a positive force right now for these guys. And though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
For three, Portis. Brunson against Porter. Trains it from beyond the arc. And the Bucks lead by 14.
Good to see Porter Jr. knocking down the triple. Needs to keep taking and making those shots.
And here's Brunson outside. Kuzma pulls it in.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And here is Trent outside. And Dadier pulls it down. Kuzma kicks to Porter. Outside Portis. Kuzma outside. Portis, the pass to Porter. Drills it from outside. Porter's got 6.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Brunson right side. The sweet lefty stroke of Jalen Brunson.
Well, this quarter has been all about this guy. He is trying to close the gap in the score.
Porter kicks to Kuzma. They set the pick. Pass to Portis. Now here's Trent. Fires the 3. Knicks with the rebound. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Dadier. No good with the triple. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
You know, that's one of those passes where you just say, uh-oh, as soon as it leaves your hand.
16 seconds left in the third quarter. Brunson against Trent. Puts up a deep 3. Brunson, no good. Here's Kuzma. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits at mate. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Mitchell Robinson out there with Towns. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Bridges in at the point. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And that's the beauty of Giannis. Always been a willing passer and can find the open man once the D
focuses in on him.
Bridges for three. They get it back.
Milwaukee foul.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. No scoring breakdown for Milwaukee.
I mean, they've been stepping it up in terms of their shooting from distance, and the confidence has been there all game long, leaving the defense to scramble.
I think tonight has also, guys, been about the lost art of the mid-range jumper. If you utilize that in-between game right, there's plenty of value in it.
And if you're looking to make a big play with the pass, you've got to love Giannis. He's a big target on those alley-oop lobs.
Milwaukee leading by 17. Kicks it out to Prince, and that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
Milwaukee.
Active hands. From him as he's able to deflect that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Here's Lillard. Outside for Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. Nice move. And he lays it up and in. And the Bucks lead by 19.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
The three. Anunoby, no good. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Bucks. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. Bridges passes to Anunoby. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard.
First personal foul.
That is his first foul of the game.
Foul.
Lopez with the steal.
Terrific anticipation by him, and that's why he's out on the court.
From deep, Prince sinks the three-pointer. Prince has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Here's Robinson, and it's Robinson with the jam.
Well, ferocity and athleticism, powerful finish from Mr. Robinson.
61.
Three-pointer, Lillard. Bridges with the board.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Anunoby, good.
That is such a tough matchup for smaller defenders out there. He can simply shoot right over them.
Bucks lead. 61.
Lillard outside. The kick out to Lopez. Pass to Prince.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Lillard outside. Clock at 6. Giannis left side. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Robinson's got his 5th rebound in this one. To the middle. Here's Towns. Shot clock reset for the Knicks. Bridges passes to Anunoby. Towns sets the pick for Anunoby. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And looking a lot better now, but still a long way to go to get back into this one.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
Antetokounmpo passes to Lopez. And Lillard gets it to go.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Bucks.
When you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Damian Lillard.
Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised. Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
And Antetokounmpo's side.
Wow. The pretty dunk brings down the house.
Gracious. Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose
to the challenge.
And sometimes when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through.
Boy, Mikel just adding value to your team when he's keeping his head on a swivel like that.
53.
There's Lopez with the 3. And Mikal Bridges pulls it down. Pass to Town. Trying to find Anunoby. Gets it to him. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. There's the 3. Doesn't go for him. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. Thank you, David. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific
We're bringing it. Here are the 5 for Philadelphia. We've got Kelly Oubre. Joel Embiid is out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's Maxey, and it's George in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Knicks, Mikal Bridges is out there with Josh Hart. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Robinson in at the center position. And it's opening night. Great to be here with you, Clark.
Always great to be with you as well, BA. And this is perhaps my favorite night of the year when you talk about the NBA opening night. So much excitement, so much anticipation, and we know the rest of the season will deliver.
He got him. No doubt that's a foul. And it's going to be a transition take foul.
And you hope this early foul doesn't dissuade his aggressiveness.
Clark, the Sixers have been at least 10 games over 500 for 7 straight seasons now.
Yeah, and that's great to see after, what was it called? The process that took them all the way to the very depths of the league to finally build themselves back into a consistent playoff team. And their fans certainly deserve good times for struggling through all of those bad times several years ago.
With the drive. The shot comes out. Oh, nice D from Anunoby. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. It's a 3-point game. Their last meeting was in this building. They were able to come out on top.
Yeah, they destroyed this team on the glass in the last meeting. Clearly, that was the overriding factor. A double-digit advantage on the boards. They just pounded them inside. 3 misses to start the game. Still trying to break the seal on that hoop.
Yep, that one goes. For Philadelphia, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Ooh, and powered down. What a jam.
Maxey taking up that airspace, doing a nice job just bouncing off the floor there.
Robinson, a screen on Oubre. For 3, Bridges. Offensive rebound. Robinson. For 3. That's good from Bridges on the assist from Robinson.
Defensively, we have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Knicks time, 5.
Screen by Embiid. Fires the 3. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound. New York has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Here's Hart. Bridges outside. And he lobs it up top. And a big finish by Robinson.
And how sweet was that play?
Pinpoint pass, set up the alley-oop flush.
Guys, I tell you, there are assists, and then there are delicious dimes. This was the latter.
Now here's George. And George with the jam.
Look, in deference to his age, he's not going to throw it down like he used to, but PG can still rock that rim.
Here's Bridges, and it's Bridges with the jam.
Surefire, one-handed stuff.
Yeah, with his focus, he's not going to miss that.
I certainly hope not.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
You gotta love Tyrese Maxey's approach to the game. He said, quote, "I really have a simple life. I have this joy about playing basketball. I like putting in the work, so I'm extremely focused, extremely competitive, and I'm out here having the time of my life. I get to do what I love every single day, and it's a blessing," unquote. Brian, he's such a positive guy.
Yeah, he really is. Thanks for that, Allie. Robinson passes to Bridges. He buries it from 3. Bridges has got 8 points. The 76ers have gone 4 of 7, shooting a solid percentage. Up top, George. Anunoby covering. George scanning the floor. Going inside. And the jam by George.
And you know what? For me, these don't show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Now here's Hart. No points so far. Screen by Robinson. 6 on the shot clock. And a big finish by Robinson.
Oh, a nice movement from Towns there. Excellent teamwork, and Towns was the catalyst.
Embiid passes to Drummond. George against Anunoby. Embiid, a screen on Anunoby. George for 3. No luck on that one. The Knicks with the lead. 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. Kelly Oubre picks one up.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing. Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Now here's Maxey. He's got 7. 20 seconds left in the first quarter here. Counted from distance. 10 points for him.
You got to get out on that. If you're the defender, Maxey is very capable from beyond the arc.
Bridges outside. Robinson, a screen on Oubre. Oh, there's the alley. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so, lots of scoring in a competitive. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. All right, before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Knicks?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude. Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
So on the floor for Philadelphia to kick off the second quarter, they've got Joel Embiid. Paul George out there with Maxey. Then it's Andre Drummond, and it's Oubre in at the 3.
You know, Drummond always looks like he's trying to tear the basket down when he dunks.
Well, Grant, one thing about this Knicks team, they have a clear identity.
Yeah, they have the mentality of their city, New York City, playing the game with passion and in-your-face attitude. And, of course, these Knicks leave it all out on the floor.
Pass to Embiid. Anunoby against George. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And Grant, we know the importance of the veteran leaders on the team, but not every vet wants to accept a mentorship role.
Very true, B.A. In your later years, that role becomes a blend of playing and kind of coaching. Not everyone is cut out for that. No one expected to see that. He's been owning the line as of late.
Anunoby for 3. Rebound by the 76ers. George outside. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's going to go on Mitchell Robinson.
You know, with Drummond's free throw history, teams aren't afraid to get physical with him inside. I mean, they'll send him to the line before they give him an easy look.
New York trailing. Anunoby on the wing. George defending. Shot is up. Ooh, nice D from George.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting. And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Now here's Oubre. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Pass to George for 3. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Anunoby against George. That has to be encouraging. Sinking one after missing his first 5.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working. And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Count that bucket. Maxey's got 12.
Trading the lead back and forth, neither side is willing to back down. Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Now here's Oubre. Here's Embiid. Here's Drummond. Kicks it to George. Takes the 3. Gets the 3 to fall. Give him 8 points now.
Nice rhythm to that play right there, and George was ready to fire.
Anunoby, a screen on Oubre. Pass to Hart. Quarter number 2 and around 3 minutes gone by. Stolen by Drummond. Here we go, the Sixers on the break. And That's a foul called on OG Anunoby. That's foul number 2 for him.
In the first half, you want to stay aggressive, but you also want to be careful. That is his second foul already.
Now here's George. Give him 8 points now. And the 76ers another 3.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. On target from range.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Now here's George. 11 points in the game. Pass to Maxey. 5 to shoot. The shot no good. Nice D from Bridges.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch. The game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Come on, B.A. He sure can rise.
Graham, that's as good as it gets. One of the best in the league.
Boy, he makes it look easy. He is an absolutely imposing finisher around the rim.
Yep, count it.
Yeah, relentless worker. Bridges, so tough inside.
Philadelphia's gone 2 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the second. Maxey against Bridges. Outside Maxey. To the paint. That's good from Drummond. On the assist from Maxey. Drummond's got 6.
He came up dry offensively in the first, but looks like he's ready to turn it around.
Anunoby against George. Outside Anunoby. Robinson a screen on George. Here's Anunoby. Paul George, he's feeling it tonight. He's been the driving force for the Philadelphia 76ers. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. All right, Allie, thanks for that. We will see everyone right back after this break, ready for the second half.
And get ready.
And something out of left field for you guys.
Ernie, left field, this is not baseball. This is a basketball show.
Switching back now to the Philadelphia 76ers, they've been fighting it out through the first half of play.
We often talk about efficiency on offense.
And that'll do it for...
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Paul George with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Yeah, tonight he's done a great job of slashing through the lane and finishing.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up, be physical with him.
Achua is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's DeLon Wright. Then there's Jalen Brunson. And it's Porty in at the 5 spot. That's Tom Thibodeau's 5 as we get going in the second half. From outside the arc. Offensive rebound. From deep. Up again. Controls the rebound and the putback. And the 76ers lead by 8.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Brunson with it. He's picked up by Edwards. Oh, got a piece of it. Here we go. The Sixers on the break. And Edwards slams it in.
This is intelligent basketball. Forcing a turnover and then immediately starting the fast break.
Starting slow in this half. 0 for 3 so far.
Pass to Bona. Here's Gordon. Just 5 to shoot. From the arc. Porty grabs the board.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Here's Brunson outside. Rebound Philadelphia.
Well, an awful beginning to this half, guys, missing their first 4 attempts.
To the inside. Here's Bona. Right against Gordon. This one for 3. Nails it from 3. Gordon's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
You know, Gordon has always been a guy who can knock down the 3, and his attempts increased significantly, though, when he headed to Houston, and he is rock solid from deep.
Here's Brunson outside. Ooh, Brunson, the sweet lefty stroke.
Well, they get 1 to drop. A little relief after 4 straight misses to start the half.
Brunson against Walker. He takes it in, and it's Bona missing. Knicks trail by 10. Here's Akporti. Pass to Tucker. Now Achua. Right on the right side. Back to Achua. Clock at 4. Tucker with a screen. Jacks up a 3. Achua can't hit. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Brian, there are some players who felt the 65-game requirement for postseason board is too high. The NBA's executive VP and head of operations, Joe Dumars, said, quote, "You're still allowed to miss 20% of the season. People pay to go, and they want to see their stars play." Brian, it's all about the fans.
True enough, Allie. Thanks. Brunson against Walker. He got a piece of it.
He's lost his rhythm completely this quarter, but he's determined to stay after it.
Offensive board. And there's 1:38 left in the third. Goes back up. And the shot goes.
Lonnie Walker the 4th.
And Brunson's got the ball here for the Knicks. Trailing by 10. They get it back. Porty. Pass to right. There's the triple. Philadelphia grabs the miss. 13 points was their biggest lead of the game.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Fires from deep. The shot by Akporti, no good. The Sixers lead by 10. 40 seconds left to play in the third.
You know, he looks a little off-kilter to me this quarter, still trying to find his rhythm.
And Jalen Brunson gets the whistle that time.
Jalen Brunson.
That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
There's 31 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Bona. The Knicks with the rebound. Porty's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Brunson outside. The rebound by Yabusele.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him. With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
And here's Brunson from the arc. The shot, no good. From deep three-point range, and no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And so it's Philadelphia now holding a... And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You can count on him to deliver a few assists like this one each and every night.
It sure is. I mean, he's a maestro. Great vision, terrific IQ, everything you want in a point guard.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Joel Embiid is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then there's Paul George. And it's Oubre in at the 3 slot. The Sixers lead by 12. Now here's Maxey. From downtown, count that one. He's scoring at a nice clip. He's 6 of 9 tonight.
Well, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Couldn't quite line that one up. Just got to shake it off and move on to the next one.
Pass to George. And here's Oubre from the arc. Hart pulls it in. And New York shooting just 35% from the floor. And he's going for the oop here. George with a steal. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Here's Maxey. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. And the 76ers lead by 17. All right, guys, a breakdown here of the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Well, their D has been a major story tonight. I mean, those steals and putting pressure on the ball, clogging the passing lanes, impressive.
And, you know, on top of that, second chance points have been a major component for him. And I love the relentlessness they've shown on the offensive glass.
Yeah, he's really scrambling to keep them in this game. Gotta respect that hustle.
Embiid against Bridges. Embiid misses.
No wonder he's been off the mark. He's been hanging in the background, somewhat uninvolved tonight.
Bridges passes to Robinson. And the foul called on Paul George.
Paul George.
That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Knocks down the long J. Hart's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Philadelphia leading by 14.
49-35.
Maxey with it. Throws it up high.
He's been a piece of the puzzle tonight, but it's a team effort. Everyone's contributing to this lead.
New York has gone 1 for 3 in the fourth quarter from range. Fires for 3. Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And here's Oubre from the arc. Hart pulls it in. For New York, they've got 1 out of 6 shots to fall in this final quarter. Not ideal. The 76ers have gotten 3 of 8 shot attempts to find the net here in the fourth quarter. George's shot is off.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots. This has not been his best quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
That's tipped and stolen by Bridges. Anunoby with it. Guarded now by George. Right side, Anunoby. There's a minute 34 left in the final quarter.
He's missing shot after shot after shot from long range. With time running low, he'd be better off trying something else.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the 76ers.
I think it was their play in the paint that got them the win tonight.
And the defense seemed powerless to stop them down low, resulting in plenty of high percentage shots for them.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Tyrese Maxey.
Well, the defense just couldn't figure him out, and he continued to put it to him.
And the Knicks miss again. Philadelphia has gone 2 of 6 so far in the fourth. Towns for 3, knocks down the triple. So it's Philadelphia now. So far in the fourth, they've allowed just 6 points.
76ers lead, 54-38.
Maxey against Bridges to the middle. Here's Drummond. George outside. 5 on the clock. Goes up from the top of the key. Again, Philadelphia.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This one wasn't even close. The hometown crowd was waiting for a miracle that never. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For
Presentation here on 2K Sports. How important, Greg, is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. We've got Oubre. Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. And it's George in a two-guard.
Take your focus off Maxey for 1 second, and he will let it fly from out there.
The shot by Lillard, wide open. Good on the triple.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Now, here's Maxey. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And Maxey plays with so much energy. That time he wheels that one in off the contact.
Jackson passes to Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo setting the pick for Lillard. Jackson in the corner. Lillard against George. Shot clock at 5. Lets it fly. Lillard misses. Drummond with it. Now guarded by Antetokounmpo. And Greg, 2 seasons ago, the Bucks ranked first in defensive rating. Last season, they dropped down to number 19.
Yeah, shifting defensive schemes, coaching changes, also swapping Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. But they can and should be better than 19.
And here's George for 3. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Jackson kicks to Lillard. For the 3. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
How many times do we see Lillard just change the face of the game from downtown?
Maxey looking it over. Launches it. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. They get it again. On the wing, Jackson. He's covered by Maxey. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Second chance shot. And it falls over the rim and in. Giannis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Giannis finding the mid-range J, and he can score over the top.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. At this point in his career, Paul George says he's in bully mode. He said, every night I'm on the floor, I'm there to dominate. Whether it's being more physical or going right at whoever I got to go at, you're going to feel me. I'm having that approach every time. I'm there to destroy you. Kevin?
Wow. I love it, though, D.A. Got to admit it. Awful powerful. Thank you. The 3 from George. Offensive rebound. Embiid kicks to George. That's good, and that's Embiid with the assist.
Really no spot on the floor where George can't hurt you. What a versatile scorer.
Lillard up top, defended by George. And Lillard throws it down.
Gives the team such a great element having a 1 guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
Here's Drummond after the basket by Milwaukee. And here's George for 3. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Drummond uses his rebounding instincts on the offensive glass so well. Those second chance opportunities, they can hurt you.
Now here's Lillard. 8 points for him. Prince outside. Off target with his 3.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Down low, here's Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
And seeing a guy as big as Embiid being so fluid in terms of his movement, jaw-dropping.
Giannis kicks to Prince. pass to Antetokounmpo. Giannis dunks it down.
Yeah, once Giannis gets the ball there, you can forget it.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. Jacks up a three. Milwaukee with the rebound. Their last encounter was in Philadelphia, where they were able to handle the 76ers.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for Milwaukee. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And for the Bucks guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
And so in the game for the 76ers, Joel Embiid out there with Kelly Oubre. Then there's Andre Drummond. Then it's George. And it's Maxey in at the point guard position. It is incredible that George is playing, Brent, at such a high level after his injury history is taken into account.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, one of the more horrific injuries in terms of the way it presented itself and what we saw Paul George go through. But this guy has not missed a beat. He continues to be really the most stable part of any organization that he's joined, and he's been in a few places. That has not affected the way that he's approached the game on both ends of the floor, and is certainly still one of the top 15 players in the game.
Lillard's gone 3 of 8 shooting from the floor. Jackson against Oubre. And finished off by Oubre.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Jackson dishes to Lopez. Here's Antetokounmpo using his ties. Giannis!
Giannis looking more and more comfortable each year operating from the mid-range.
Maxey against Lillard. Maxey passes to Drummond. Now George. He has 5. 6 to shoot. And it's George finishing it off.
Love when PG is just aggressive in close, just punishing the rim that time.
Let's take a look at last year's leading shot blockers. You don't want one of these guys in front of you when you're coming down the lane. Brook Lopez third.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Brent, would you say the point guard is considered the toughest position to play in basketball?
You know, Kevin, I think there's been a massive shift in what the point guard represents in the NBA game. I mean, how many teams over the past couple of years that have won championships have played with a traditional setup guard? What we're looking at is duos that can dribble, pass, and shoot and devastate defenses.
Maxey kicks to Embiid. Back to Maxey. Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. Pass to Embiid. Outside, Maxey. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Embiid, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit. Right. That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part. And that makes it 2 3-pointers in the quarter so far and 4 for the game.
Embiid sets the pick for George. Right wing. That one, no good. Giannis with some nice D. Well, Greg, I'm sure their coach is very pleased with their offensive flow right now.
I mean, it's harder than it looks to get it going like this. Now they just have to maintain it.
It's George on the wing, guarded by Jackson. George passes to Drummond. To the wing right side. Embiid wide open. Connects on the 17-footer. Embiid's got it all tied up now for Philadelphia. Lopez sets a screen for Lillard. On the wing, Jackson. Back to Lillard. Prince outside. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Prince has got his second bucket tonight.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
George looking around. Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Giannis has got 6 rebounds in the game. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Drummond's got his 6th rebound on the night. To the paint. Got a piece of it. Oubre kicks to Embiid. Lillard against Maxey. Three-pointer. Traps in the tray. Maxey's got 8 points.
And in that pick-and-roll action, you have to stop the ball first. Maxey too good with the rock in his hands.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Antetokounmpo setting the pick for Lillard. To the middle. Fires it up. Outside for Jackson. Good.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
6 seconds left in the first half. From deep, George. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Bucks ahead. They're up by 2. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, guys. Joined by Doc Rivers.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The Oklahoma City Thunder will go up against the Pacers in Indianapolis. 8:30 Eastern time for the tip there. Switching back now to the Philadelphia 76ers. They've been fighting it out through the first half of play.
They're not showing enough fight defensively.
And that is a wrap.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Really an incredible game from Lillard.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
They've got Porter. Portis is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Gary Trent. And it's Sims in at the center position. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers. Porter with it. He's picked up by Walker. Just 4 to shoot. Porter inside. Edwards there. Porter, no luck. And it's Walker penetrating and finished off by Walker.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, the Bucks are still trying to perfect their chemistry. Bobby Portis says things take time. You've got to keep continuing to build it. There's another level Dame and Giannis can get to. Just making it clockwork. Them continuing to get better at it opens the floor for everyone else on the court. Kevin?
Well, David, with those 2 guys, Dame and Giannis, it opens the floor up a lot. Hey, thanks for the report. Porter outside. Kept alive. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Now at the break on the floor, you can see the teams that led the NBA in steals last year. The 76ers, number 1.
You know, I don't know if the numbers even told the story. I mean, their defense was as good as it gets, often just leaving their opponents completely demoralized.
Big trip to the line. He did not get all of them, but at least they hold the lead now.
Guys, we're not through 3 quarters of play, but 6 lead changes already in this one.
Yeah, competitive, and I think we all can agree that we thought this would be the type of game that would come down to the end.
Porter outside, knocks down the 3-ball. Porter's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
There you go, finally getting one to drop. They have to be a little better now, starting 1 for 5 in this half.
Edwards, a screen on Porter. Walker with a clean look, trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. For Milwaukee, they've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Really slow start offensively. Nice shot by Portis.
Great finish by Portis. No stranger to having to overcome some of the physical play out there.
The 76ers trail by 4. Gordon, the pass to Yabusele. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. And stolen by Kuzma. Outside Porter. Well, we're into the 3rd quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. And when you look at the career of Kyle Kuzma, he has played, Brent, various roles.
Yeah, Kevin, different spots and different things that have been asked of him by different coaches in different systems. So 6-man, spot-up shooter, go-to scorer. It speaks a lot to his adaptability. Hopefully he'll settle in and become the player that he knows confidently he is.
Trent gets the bucket.
Part of playing with Trent is you got to set him up. He's so good shooting it off the catch.
And there's the call on Kevin Porter. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
We've got 1:48 left to play in the 3rd.
Kuzma knowing his body well and using it.
Here's Porter. Here he goes. And finished off by Porter.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Walker in the post, guarded by Porter. And Walker kicks to Edwards. Gordon with the screen for Edwards. Just 5 on the clock. Yabusele passes to Edwards. Takes a 3. Outside, Walker. One on the clock. He can't hit that time. Kuzma with the defensive effort. Porter kicks to Trent. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. And now it's a 10-point Bucks lead.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Right side, Gordon. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Edwards against Kuzma. 6 on the shot clock. Will it go? And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. Edwards got 6.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Trent with it. He's picked up by Walker. Gordon against Porter. Portis a screen on Gordon. And a wide open look for Porter. The 3-pointer no good. And so it's Milwaukee in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We've got more in store for you right after this. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
Milwaukee foul.
4th quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Taking a look at the 76ers. We've got Gordon. Edwards is out there with Yabusele. Then it's Walker. And it's Bona in at center.
It was a rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Prince kicks to Giannis. Prince looking around. Here's Jackson. Oh!
this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. Maxey against Lillard. And slam dunk by Maxey.
And don't sleep on Maxey's vertical. He's great at using it to hammer those down.
Lillard with it. Maxey covering. Here's Lopez. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Hey, Brett, where would you rank the Lopez brothers as the best NBA siblings?
Well, they've had storied careers, both of them. Certainly in terms of the argument about the best twins to ever play the game, we could make an argument for them. You had, of course, Tom and Dick Van Arsdale in the 60s, Horace and Harvey Grant in the 90s. But what the Lopez brothers have been able to do, not in terms of their longevity, but in terms of their contribution to their teams, both very different. These guys have to be up there.
Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Prince against Maxey. 5 on the clock. There's Lopez with the 3. Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid's got 4 rebounds in this game. The 76ers trail by 7. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Castellanos. Prince against Maxey. 3-pointer, Lillard. Good. And a nice assist from Prince. Prince has got his 3rd assist on the night.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
Maxey against Lillard. Nobody near George. It's on target from the high post. And that's 11 points for Paul George.
And George's guys encourage him to just fire away. They know he's leads from there.
And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. That bucket in no time at all.
Yeah, so reliable. He clearly needs to be more involved in the offense as they try to shrink this lead.
The shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. It's 3-pointers off the mark. The 76ers trail by 10. 1:44 left here in the fourth quarter. 4-3. Oubre gets it to go from beyond the arc.
So big for this offense and crucial that Oubre can continue to knock it down from there.
Lillard from outside. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
The 3. Lopez finds Lillard. Lopez sets a screen for Lillard. Over George. And there are the Bucks with another bucket.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Bucks.
We got to see a display of offensive prowess in this one that got it done. High-scoring game.
Bucket after bucket. They were really in attack mode all game long.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Damian Lillard.
It was tough to cover all game long. One of those nights when he felt like nobody could stop him, and they didn't.
Here's Embiid. Here's Drummond. Maxey kicks to Oubre. Embiid with a screen on Prince. In the corner, Drummond with it. From deep, George nailed from three-point land.
This is when the game slows down for a big man like Andre Drummond. He can make those kind of plays.
George against Lillard. Kick out to Giannis. Beyond the arc. It's Drummond with the rebound. And Embiid with a clear path to the hoop. Had the opportunity on the break, but couldn't sink the three. From deep, Giannis missed. And so the Bucks take the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brett Berry, Greg
And now the opening lineup for New York. Josh Hart is out there with Mikal Bridges. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Towns in at the power forward position. And for the Bucks, inside we have Giannis and Lopez. Jackson out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Prince in at the 3. We're excited to be here for opening day tip-off, Doris. It feels like the league is in a great place.
There is no doubt, B.A., absolutely. To me, more talent in the league right now than potentially we've ever had before. And I don't just mean star talent. There's a depth of quality skill across the board. We know the shooting has revolutionized the game. It's going to be a fun year.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to spend a few minutes with Doc Rivers, and we discussed Mikal Bridges. Coach said Mikal creates a lot of problems with his movement off the ball. He keeps the defense on its toes. We can't allow him to get into a rhythm. And he also praised Bridges' on-ball defense. He'll be the focus of their game plan tonight. Brian?
Allie, thank you.
Boy, how about that quick 3 response by Mikal Bridges?
And a foul on Josh Hart. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And now just over a minute played here in the first. Screen by Antetokounmpo. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist.
And Giannis has a ridiculous combination of size, skill, and athleticism.
Well, Grant, there are few players in the league who can attack a defense from the logo, but Lillard is one of them.
Yeah, and he makes it look so easy. You have to pick him up at the half-court line, and it's been that way for about a decade.
Left side, Anunoby. Back to Bridges. Pass to Hart. Bridges outside. Shot clock at 6. Anunoby for 3. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Nice job by OG Anunoby to be aggressive from distance.
Antetokounmpo finds Prince. Fires the 3. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Hart. Back to Antetokounmpo. Oh, and Giannis hammers it in.
The BA, when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. Now here's Bridges. And there's the lob. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Bridges. All right, let's take a second to view the 2K leaderboard and look at last season's top scoring squads. The 4th spot held by the Bucks.
And last year, I liked watching this team operate on the offensive end. The ball movement, the patience, the confidence. You love seeing all that come together.
And Lopez gets it to go.
That's something that Lopez has added to his game over the years. You really have to guard him closely on the perimeter.
Milwaukee leading by 4. Right now, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, there's a nice flow to this offense right now.
Down low. Oh, Giannis dumps it home.
Throw it up to the rim and let Giannis hammer it home. Never a bad idea.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Anunoby against Prince. Outside Anunoby. And he's going for the lob. Robinson can't hit.
It would have been a sensational alley-oop finish. Tough to nail the timing of that long pass.
And Giannis with the dunk.
I mean, the size and athleticism of Giannis, arguably without precedent, an incredibly prolific finisher.
And Grant, the combination of Giannis and Lillard, one of the most fearsome pick-and-roll tandems the league has ever seen.
You're spot on, B.A. You surround them with shooting, and you have the makings of an offensive juggernaut.
The offensive rebound. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got 10 points.
And they're really working the paint now.
And Mikal Bridges picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, they need to really start taking care of the basketball. I mean, just careless play since the opening tip.
And timeout is called by Tom Thibodeau. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. A minute 9 left to play in the first quarter. And it's Antetokounmpo with the miss.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic. They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Bridges misses.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line. They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
I know it's early, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
Yeah, nimble play by Bridges inside, navigating the contact and getting to his finish.
Well, when Mikal Bridges was drafted in 2018, his hometown team, the Philadelphia 76ers, elected to trade him after selecting him.
And B.A., he made no secret of the fact that that was a heartbreaking moment at the time. Consider that his mom actually worked in the Sixers front office in those days. But in the end, he has carved out one heck of a career.
And the basket by Bridges.
Boy, it seems like every shot he puts up, it's going in. This guy is... Oh, my God! Look out below!
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
They've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Antetokounmpo outside. Kicks it out to Jackson. Three-pointer. The shot off that time. 1 second left. That one is off. And so it's Milwaukee in command with a 13-point lead at the end of the quarter. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
They've made an effort to get out and run, using their speed in transition and scoring before the defense can get set.
Yeah, they've also been alert and active on the defensive end, creating turnovers and turning those into points on the offensive end.
Inside, we have Giannis and Lopez. Damian Lillard out there with Jackson, and it's Prince in at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Now here's Bridges, 15 in his last outing. Anunoby passes to Towns, and an emphatic jam on the lob.
Unbelievable. That's the big cat. So fluid at the center position.
Lillard looking around. Antetokounmpo outside. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. Well, Grant, they say early in Giannis's career, he had to work not just on his game, but his attitude.
And that's true, B.A. It wasn't a bad attitude. He just lacked an edge. The ruthless mindset that all great players have. But, man, once he got that edge, he never lost it.
Knicks trail by 15. Hart with it. Jackson in his pocket. Foul on Josh Hart. That'll be a second foul of the game.
That's 2 fouls in as many quarters. He may have to adjust his approach now.
Bridges against Lillard. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. Lillard outside. Pass to Lopez. The 3 is up. The rebound by Bridges. And New York shooting just 38%. Their offense not where they want to be. The 3 from Prince. Good. And it's Lillard who picks up the assist. Lillard's got 5 assists in the game. Hard up top. Outside Anunoby. Fires the 3. Drills it from deep. Anunoby's got 6.
Boy, just tremendous concentration on deep range. OG Anunoby is really coming along as a shooter.
Antetokounmpo finds Prince. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And an excellent job distributing the ball tonight. You can really see his feel for the game.
And that's been his role pretty much from the opening tip. Get the ball to guys where they can score it.
Robinson gets the bucket.
Long arms, tremendous athleticism, and pursuit of the basketball. Mitchell Robinson working the glass right now.
Well, Grant, it appears that league expansion is around the corner. Any concerns about spreading the talent too thin?
Not really, B.A. I mean, the global pool of players competing for an NBA roster spot has never been deeper. So there's plenty of talent to go around.
Well, Hart, practically inside this guy's jersey. That's how good that contest was.
Screen by Antetokounmpo. For three, here's Lillard. The Knicks pull it in. They've traveled to Milwaukee last time they faced the Bucks and came away with the win.
Yeah, they destroyed this team on the glass in the last meeting. Started out strong from three-point land, hit 2 in the first quarter, but he's gone dry since.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Doris, it's hard to believe the Knicks title drought has gone on for over 50 years now.
Oh, that fan base is just dying for an opportunity to win the championship. And here's the thing, B.A., what I love about that fan base, through all the years where the Knicks struggled, on any given night, that building is as electric as any in the league.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Giannis Antetokounmpo wants to take on the tough assignments defensively. He said, quote, I believe I'm one of the best two-way players to ever play this game, and I want to have that challenge, knowing that you gave everything to the game and you gave everything to stop the other team's best player.
He certainly wants to dominate in every way, Allie. Thank you. Now here's Lillard. It's Prince on the wing. Lopez, the screen. For three, here's Lillard. And Anunoby pulls it down.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
Right, he stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
He had a really rough game at the line last time out. He struggled to get anything to drop.
A minute and a half left in the first half. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. 17-point game. Launches it. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. Antetokounmpo's got 5 rebounds tonight.
He's giving his all, but you can't force yourself back on track. And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And the three-pointer goes.
2 trays now in the second quarter after he hit one in the first.
New York has gone just 1 of 5 so far this quarter from 3. Out to the wing. Towns for 3. Sinks it from distance. Towns has got 6 in the quarter.
Well, Cat answers with his own 3, and he says, I told you I'm the best shooting big man in history. Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Outside Hart. Knocked away. It was stolen by Lillard. Oh, and a fast break for the Bucks. Lets the 3 fly. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got 4 rebounds in the game. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Puts up a 3. And again, New York with the triple. Lillard right side. Shoots over Bridges. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. He got it up. And that's not going to go. Misses at the buzzer. And through the first half. A pretty... All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
They're facing a deficit that can only be described as daunting.
Only. Not if you have a...
Shifting gears now, what a game we've seen from Giannis in that first half.
Giannis is an absolute freak.
And that's a wrap on...
And they're There wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been a clinic out there by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He's been on a tear so far, throwing down some vicious dunks. I was a little worried for the rim in the first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
And on the floor for Tom Thibodeau as we get into the second half. They've got DeLon Wright. P.J. Tucker is out there with Achua. Then there's Jalen Brunson. And it's Porty in at the 5. Now here's Porter. They set the screen. And here's Green from the arc. Knocks it down from distance. And the Bucks lead by 21.
Well, the defense deserves to get burned. Absolutely no excuse for leaving him open.
Brunson surveys. It's good. Brunson's got his first points of the game.
That's toughness. That's ability to absorb contact and finish. That is Jalen Brunson in a nutshell.
Doris, how about the evolution of Jalen Brunson's career from role player to star player?
Yeah, B.A., he begins his career as a backup point guard to the great Luka Doncic. But when given an opportunity to thrive without Luka in the playoffs, he did just that. Then he gets his own team and takes his game to an MVP level. Incredible evolution.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Poke loose. Outside Porter from behind the arc. Drills it from deep.
Yeah, incredible range. Porter Jr. can cash you in from distance. He certainly did there.
Brunson against Porter. Open shot from Brunson. Gets a very good look and converts. Brunson's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
And here's Green from the arc. And again, it's Milwaukee from deep.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Lets it go from deep. The rebound by Sims. For Milwaukee, they've gone 4 of 6 from the floor in this third quarter. Porter with it, and it's Brunson picking him up. Trent for 3. That one drops, and it comes off an assist from Porter. Trent's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Pass to Porty. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Well, as always, Jalen Brunson making the right play. This guy loves to set up his teammates.
Porter, the pass to Portis. Back to Porter. Here's Sims. Outside, Green. Shot clock at 5. The Bucks need to get up a shot here. Launches a 3. And it's New York with a rebound.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And Jalen Brunson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
1:53 left to play in the third quarter here. Trent finds Green. Trent with a screen on Tucker. Green for 3. Porty grabs the board. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for New York. Well, Grant, from roster to coaching changes, the Bucks have been trying to become an even more elite team.
Yeah, teams are always tinkering now these days, BA. The Bucks know they are a high-level team, but they want to dominate the competition on another level.
And that one's good. Green.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Now here's Brunson. 6 to shoot. Beyond the arc. Milwaukee with the rebound. Sims has got his 5th rebound in this one.
I'll tell you, this guy is doing absolutely everything he can to get himself going, but the team is struggling because he's struggling.
Here's Portis. Back to Green. Inside. Achua with a steal. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Well, Achua catches the defender off guard, puts a pass right where it needs to be.
Here's Porter. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
They've toned down their three-point attack in the second half, looking to protect the lead with higher percentage shots.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. The Knicks have gone 4 of 9 in the third quarter. Porter against Brunson. Fires from the wing. Brunson missing again.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Outside Porter. Trent with it. The three is up. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Milwaukee cruising into the next quarter with a 30-point advantage. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
Well, this is exactly what you're looking for from your point guard. Survey the floor, serve it up on time and on target.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. Inside, we have Giannis and Lopez. Jackson out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Prince in at the 3. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Bridges misses.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint, but if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
Now here's Lillard. Pass to Lopez. Lillard outside. Here's the 3. And the Bucks hit again from deep.
And they're refusing to take a break, even with a nice lead. They just continue to attack. You have to love it.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Lillard with the ball. Covered by Towns. And here's Lillard. That one's good. He's now 8 for 13.
And they're really rolling right now. That lead keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Now here's Lillard, picked by Prince. Lillard up top. Anunoby covering. Back to Lillard. Money. Out of his 14 attempts, he's drained 9 of them.
Yeah, he's been having his way this quarter, attacking the basket and protecting their lead.
Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively.
Oh!
Well, Mikal Bridges saying, don't sleep on my athleticism, so big-time hops.
Prince, the pass to Lillard. Back to Prince. Pass to Lillard. From about 16. And it's New York with a rebound.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
It's Hart on the wing. 3-pointer. Sends it home from 3-point land. Hart's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. For 3, here's Lillard. Hart pulls it in.
I know he wants to answer the 3 that was just made on the other end, but he can't let that affect his judgment. He's got to find the best shot possible.
Bridges outside. Offline with a 3.
Man, just terrible defense. I don't know how he missed that shot.
Here's Antetokounmpo. It's good. Antetokounmpo has got 19 points.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Lillard against Bridges. Shot on the wing. Offensive board. It's good on the putback.
And man, does Giannis work hard on the glass. Being rewarded for his efforts right there.
Floats one. And the play by Bridges as he finishes it off for 2.
Well, the scoreboard tells you everything you need to know about this one. A great showing here for the Bucks.
And you don't usually see this kind of blowout, but tonight they delivered the punishment.
I mean, what's so impressive is they never wavered in their approach. They just kept at it and showed they were without a doubt the better team.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And with the win, the season series is tied 1-1. You have to love how competitive these games have been with 2 more left to play.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Boy, I think he made his presence felt in the paint more than anywhere else. This guy's rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass.
Robinson, rebounded by the Bucks.
All by himself, trying to step up. He's got to be frustrated with the miss.
Here's Lillard, driving in. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move! He's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Karl Anthony Towns. Free throw good, Lillard.
Yeah, I think something that doesn't get appreciated enough is Lillard's patience. But he's not one to rush things or look for easy outs. He knows it takes hard work to succeed.
To the middle. And the dunk by Jackson.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've got hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Fires away from way outside. Lopez finds Lillard. Hart pulls it in.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink that shot. But better luck next time, maybe.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
So this one belongs to the Bucks. Boy, they were... All right, Allie, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke.
OG Anunoby. And it's Bridges in at the shooting guard. And for the 76ers, Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then it's Paul George. And it's Maxey in at the 1. Now that the new season is tipped off, Richard, how important is it to get things off to a good start?
I'd say it's fairly important, but this is a long season, Kevin. It's about sustaining a high level of play consistently.
There's a screen by Robinson. Brunson the pass to Robinson. And it's Robinson with the jam.
And you see how Brunson's fine-tuned his playmaking ability. That pass on time and on point.
Embiid with the screen on Bridges. Here's George. And it's George finishing it off.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot. But when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better. We'll take it.
In the corner, it's Oubre. Offensive rebound. 76ers moving the ball around. Embiid, the pass to Drummond. Lock at 6. From the arc. Hit the tip. Outside, Maxey. From downtown. It's rebounded by New York. On the wing, Bridges. Covered by Oubre. And it's Brunson missing. The New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to Indiana. GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
George, that's a two-pointer. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Amazing floater from Brunson. He continues to show how dangerous he can be.
Embiid sets the pick for George. Driving the lane, and it's George finishing it off.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. And here's Brunson outside. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Brunson's got 5 now.
And Brunson more than comfortable shooting the 3. And boy, is he efficient when he lets it fly.
Maxey against Brunson.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Maxey kicks to Oubre. And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul.
Mitchell Robinson.
That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
There's 1:59 left in the first quarter of the game. Stolen by Brunson.
Good instincts to read the path and get in a position to pick it off.
Anunoby, no good. New York comes into this following a loss to the Pacers in Indy.
And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
Here's George. Fires away from way outside. The 76ers again can't hit it. Here's Brunson. Banked in off the glass. Brunson's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And defensively, if you are not on point, Brunson more than capable of finishing inside.
The 3 from George. And the 3 ball is good.
He has been a key factor for them offensively, scoring with consistency.
Towns a screen on Maxey. And Brunson gets it to go.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Embiid kicks to Oubre. Launches it. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Bulls. Here's Brunson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
In one area where Brunson's improved is in the clutch. He's a monster in crunch time. Nice to have a player you can depend on in those key situations.
There's 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Embiid, and the dunk by Embiid.
Straight power, homie. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely a resounding dunk. The 76ers lead. Oubre passes to Drummond. In the corner, George with it. In the corner, it's Oubre. Drummond, great positioning on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Here's Brunson. Floats one, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Philadelphia. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
The ball movement has been outstanding so far. They've come out of the gate looking for that extra pass.
And on top of that, they've been asserting themselves offensively, getting a good chunk of their points from inside.
And New York, looking at who they've got. Jalen Brunson out there with Mikal Bridges. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Towns, and it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot. Robinson sets a screen for Brunson. Brunson with another miss.
And after connecting twice from deep in the first quarter, he hasn't been able to drain another here in the second.
And Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal. And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
Maxey kicks to Embiid. Back to Maxey. Popped up there for Embiid. Stolen by Brunson. Here's Anunoby. New York with a new 14. Shot clock at 6. Here's the 3. Hits it from three-point range. Anunoby's got his first 3 points of the game.
That's just unfair with that advantage height-wise. You can just shoot over him from deep.
Maxey against Brunson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. RJ, talk about a guy who can completely take over. Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, I love his energy. I love his focus. I love his love for the game. He is relentless. What's amazing is that there's still so much upside there, Kevin.
This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey, but Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team, shown that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time.
Back to Drummond. It's good for a second make. He's made 2 or 3 so far.
And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
His court vision has been on display in this one. He's doing a tremendous job just orchestrating the offense beautiful.
You know, great feed there by Jalen Brunson, a terrific facilitator.
Outside, Maxey. Inside, Towns with the steal. Fires for 3. The rebound by Paul George. George has got his 4th rebound in this one.
And then they continue to control the glass. And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Left side, Towns. Brunson finds Towns. That shot missing.
That is not a bad decision to pull it from there. It was just a little bit off with the execution.
2 minutes remaining.
Back to Oubre.
2 minutes.
Six to shoot. And finished off by Oubre.
A powerful finisher. Oubre Jr., you deserve to get dunked on when you let him get inside.
New York, no good that time either.
And he continues to cast away, but the results just haven't been there tonight.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
On deep, Brunson. Here's Robinson. They kick out to Anunoby. Here's Brunson. Another shot. Puts up a deep three. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Drummond's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here. Oh, wow!
It is powerful. A great look provided by Embiid. The big man just dropping dimes.
Here's Brunson. Pretty bucket inside by Brunson.
And not his quarter, scoring-wise. Just 1 of 7 from the field.
Brunson against Maxey. Pass to Oubre. There's 38 seconds left in the second quarter. He takes it in. It's rebounded by New York. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Brunson wheeling his way in there.
Playing bigger than he looks. Brunson has a lot of heart.
15 seconds left in the first half of the game. George against Bridges. Embiid sets the pick for George.
New York foul.
For Philadelphia, they have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
And George drops them both. Fires from way outside. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's Philadelphia. Their lead at 11. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
Taking a look here now at the 76ers, you really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason. Yeah.
And circling back to the first half of our game, Paul George had his fingerprints all over it. Thanks for spending half.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. One guy who's been getting it done is Jalen Brunson.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
We've got Gordon. Yabusele out there with Edwards. Then it's Walker, and it's Bona in at the 5 spot. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half. Walker surveying the floor. Over Hart. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got the lead up to 13 now for the 76ers. Here's Hart with the drive. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Here's Yabusele, covered by Achua. For 3, Gordon. A three-pointer is right on target. Gordon's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Richard, close to a decade ago, Eric Gordon won the 6th Man of the Year award, and he is still a force off the bench.
Gordon is still a factor from outside. Not as much burst as he had before, but you got to respect his drive. His game has aged very well.
Walker dishes to Gordon. Back to Walker. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. And the 76ers lead by 13. Hart against Walker. Hart, no good.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
There's Gordon with the three. And the 76ers get it back. Here's Bona, covered by Achua. Pass to Yabusele. Offensive rebound to the inside. Outside, Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots over Achua. A putback. It's good on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Walker against Hart. Dives to the hoop. Comes up empty down low. The 76ers leading by 15. Yabusele hits the three-point bomb. Yabusele's got 5 points in the quarter.
How about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
It's Hart on the wing. Guarded by Walker. They get the rebound. Looking to end the run. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first personal.
For New York, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And at the line last season, about 78% as a team. Pretty solid numbers.
That's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Takes the three. It's rebounded by New York. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Gordon deciding where to go with it. Down low. And stolen by Achua. Hard against Gordon. And Gordon over to help. Pass to Achua. Sinks the triple. Achua's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Edwards with it. 1:09 left in the third. Clock at 6. Shakes him. Rebounded by Tucker. Knicks trail by 11. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. The dunk by Achua.
The adjustments they've made offensively, they're putting guys in a position now to succeed.
But it took them a little while to get there. Just goes to show, as long as you persevere, you'll figure your way out.
Walker against Hart. Pass to Edwards. Stolen by Tucker. And now the Knicks on the break. Hart the pass to Tucker. And here is Wright. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Bona with the rebound. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter. Gordon against Wright. Outside Gordon. Edwards gets to Yabusele. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers in control with the 9-point lead. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed. And you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Not just playing.
Whoa! With authority!
That is a monster finish. Oh, the electric Tyrese Maxey.
Anunoby a screen on Maxey. Here's Brunson. Brunson! Oh, not bothered by the contact.
Got it in close, and unless it's an open 3, that's the key to efficient offense.
Bridges against George. And he drives in, and it's George finishing it off.
Punishing the rim there. When George makes up his mind he's going to dunk it,
There is not much you can do.
From deep, Brunson. And Embiid pulls it down.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Knicks trail by 11. Robinson, a screen on Maxey. Lobbed up there for Robinson. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Bridges outside. Puts up a three. Rebound by the 76ers. Drummond's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. It's George on the wing. First minute and a half of basketball play here in the fourth quarter. Robinson pulls it in. That's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut to just 9 on the basket from Bridges.
Just nobody stopping Bridges from finishing the break. He's just too much.
George against Bridges. George dishes to Oubre and finished off by Oubre.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. The 76ers leading by 11. For three. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Anunoby. Sinks the three-pointer.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
Maxey into the lane, and the layup's good off the glass.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And here's Brunson outside. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Wow, Embiid from way outside.
Putting his impressive accuracy to work. Embiid surprises the defense by taking a deep three.
Anunoby, good.
Just outstanding distribution. This is the kind of team chemistry that you love to see.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Drummond passes to George. And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Got that one up quick.
A reliable shooter at the arc. Bridges takes those when he can.
Outside, Maxey. In the corner, it's Oubre. And it's blocked by Brunson. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. The kick out to Anunoby. Fires the three. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Drummond's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Oubre against Anunoby. Embiid sets the pick for Oubre. Towns with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Towns has got it.
Nerves never show through. Brunson is calm and cool as they come down the stretch.
Bridges against George. Stolen by Robinson.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
Anything other than a make is game over. This is where you lean on your stars to get you to the finish line.
And so it's Drummond with it. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. They led by as many as 18 points. Embiid against Towns. Puts up a deep three. Embiid, no good.
No time to waste on this possession.
Clock working against them right now.
There's the triple. It drops. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And it's crucial that Anunoby knocks down that jump, showing how skilled he is from the perimeter. Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game out.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Carl Anthony Towns. That's his second personal foul. Second team foul.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Joel Embiid.
Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Calm and cool, and his free throws put a bow on this one. Nice way to finish the game up.
Here's Anunoby. And the 3 off target. So the 76ers win it. It was a fantastic ball. Much appreciated, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So
From and the Milwaukee starting five. Inside, we have Giannis and Lopez. Jackson out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Prince in at the three. And for the 76ers, Kelly Oubre out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Paul George. Then it's Maxey. And it's Drummond in at the center position. Grant, nothing quite like the first game of a brand new season. So many possibilities.
You know, BA, for the players, you're excited and relieved at the same time. You get to see all the hard work you put in during the offseason pay off.
Now here's Lillard. The three. No good on the shot. It was stolen by Lillard. It's Prince on the wing. Back to Lillard. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Even though his game is more perimeter oriented now, Lopez can still mix it up inside.
Maxey surveys. Embiid a screen on Lillard. For three, Maxey. And the 76ers get it back. Drummond with the bucket.
That kind of energy and hustle on the glass usually produces good results.
Lillard against George. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. Yes! Great play by Lillard to set it up.
You know that this is where Giannis wants the ball, but how do you stop him? I don't have the answer.
Well, Clark, Lillard's scoring isn't what it once was, but he's still a major threat from outside.
He sure is. I tell you what, he's got such great range and such command of the ball in his body. He can get the shot he wants more times than not. And he's actually gotten better, I think, when he's working off the ball. You still have to be very much aware of where Damian Lillard is when he's on the court.
And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. It's going to go on Tyrese Maxey. Milwaukee shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. Well, Clark, this Bucks roster is loaded with veteran talent, but their window for another run won't last long.
No, those windows don't last forever, especially with so many young teams around the league on the ascent. The Bucks may want to take a page from them and give some of their younger players a chance to grow and contribute.
Now here's Maxey. That three's off the mark. Maxey against Lillard. Pass to Prince. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And Antetokounmpo with the basket on the assist by Lillard.
Assisted by
Antetokounmpo has gotten his second bucket of the game. Outside Maxey. Into the lane. Great D that time from Antetokounmpo.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
Kept alive. Second shot opportunity. The three from Prince. Knocks down the triple.
Prince gets the ball and knows he's ready to let it fly. This guy plays with great confidence.
Embiid with it. Will it go? He's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
It's turned into a showdown here. Dueling from distance.
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Brian, with the Bucks switching coaches midway through last season, Doc Rivers, experienced with star-laden rosters, he said, quote, "I resist thinking that you can't coach players. I have no problem holding them accountable. If you don't do it, you're not going to win." Brian, the pressure's on to get it done.
The burden of expectation. It's title or bust. Thanks, Allie.
Look, in deference to his age, he's not going to throw it down like he used to, but PG can still rock that rim.
For 3, here's Lillard. And another 3 for Milwaukee.
3 points.
And they've settled in quickly today. A nice flow and rhythm to their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
Now here's Maxey. Still no points. Yes, it's good.
Boy, I like it. Quick, aggressive move by Maxey.
The Bucks leading by 4. Lillard outside. Antetokounmpo, a screen on George. For 3, here's Lillard. Knocks down the long J. Lillard's got 6.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
Pass to Embiid. Drummond up top. And here is Maxey, defended by Lillard. Clock at 6. George against Jackson. Fires high post. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. The Bucks have gotten 7 of their 10 shots to fall. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. Here's Lillard. That shot is off. Good scoring in this one as we conclude the first quarter. Bucks ahead, leading by 7. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance. You've got to like their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. There's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
On the court right now for the Bucks. Inside, we have Giannis and Lopez. Damian Lillard out there with Jackson. And it's Prince in at small forward. Lillard against Maxey. George outside. Off target from 3-point range. Milwaukee leading by 10. And Clark, Giannis is an endearing player in many ways. Which one of his dad jokes is your favorite?
Tell you what, B.A., I can't pick out a favorite, but I love the fact that he's got such a great sense of humor and a sense of being comfortable in his own skin. That all comes out when he interacts with the media and fans. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and I think that's why so many people love him. Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Lillard deciding where to go with it. There's the 3. They get it back. Tries again. Pass to Lopez. Antetokounmpo outside. Jackson outside. And a miss there on the triple. 76ers trail by 10. Here's Embiid. It's good. And he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. Clark, one of the league's premier scorers. Embiid does a lot of damage in the mid-range.
I tell you, for a guy as big as he is, I just marvel at his touch, his footwork, and the fact that he scores at all 3 levels. He scores at the rim, mid-range, he's dangerous, and then the 3-point shot is one that he can knock down with decent regularity. So at his size, most would like to see him attack the rim more. but I still marvel at his versatility as a scorer.
Embiid is screen on Lillard. For three, Maxey. The rebound by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got 4 rebounds in the game. Tries to break his ice. Oh, Lillard with the dunk.
Recognizing the scouting report, Lillard knows he can drive on this team.
And George launches it from deep. Here's Embiid. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Embiid's got 7 points here in the quarter. Lillard outside. The try by Lillard. And the layup is good off the glass. And the Bucks lead by 11.
Once Lillard takes that first step, he's all in. He won't stop until he finds the shot he wants.
George scanning the floor. 19-footer. Giannis with the rebound. Antetokounmpo has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
2 open that time. They didn't look easy.
Well, that's good work by Prince there, spotting the open man and then putting the ball on target on time, right in the shooting pocket.
Here's George. Drummond, high post. Oh, they get a hand on it. Here's Prince. And that one is hammered home.
Prince, a really solid athlete, throwing it down nicely there.
George for 3. Gets the 3 to fall. George has got 5.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Give him that one. Now shooting 5 for 11 from the floor.
And that's his first triple this quarter. 3 total for the game.
Oh, and a fast break for the Bucks. 54 seconds left in the second. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark. 76ers trail by 16. Three-pointer Embiid. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Lopez has got 4 rebounds now.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
You hate to pile on, but his poor shooting night has really hurt the team.
Not so unusual to see Lillard scoring in bunches like this. But he's on fire here.
Jackson left side. Pass to Prince. Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Off target from outside. Here we go. The Sixers on the break. For 3, here's Lillard. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. So as we conclude the first half, a fairly one-sided game. Milwaukee, appreciate it, Allie. And we'll be coming right back after this break, ready for the third quarter.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up,
looking at Philadelphia, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah. And guys, let's move on and talk about that first half from Damian Lillard. He is having himself a game. That does it for half.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from Damian Lillard.
Yeah, he's kind of been the floor general for them tonight. A lot of assists for him.
And, you know, that's not a job they ask him to do very often. But in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
We've got Walker. He's out there with Eric Gordon. And it's Yabusele in at the 4-man position. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Walker for 3. They get it again. Here's Yabusele. Gordon outside. Just 5 to shoot. Takes a 3. Counted from distance. Gordon's got his first 3 points of the game. You know, Clark, over the past few seasons, we've seen a historic amount of 20-point-per-game scorers in the league.
And that's a function, BA, of the overall skill level being at its all-time high in league history in my mind, but also the pace of play, the way the game is played, three-point shooting, there's scoring, there's more scoring, so more guys are scoring. And I think on top of that, it's a little easier to score because of how the game is played and officiated. It's tilted a little more in favor of the offense for the entertainment value of point production.
Pass to Walker. Takes it inside, throws it down, and the official calls a foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Kevin Porter, and he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Now that we have a few years of reference, it's safe to say the NBA play-in tournament has been a roaring success, Grant.
Yeah, I agree, BA. And people forget it was created in the peak of the pandemic. The league set up a lifeline for teams that lost key players to COVID, but it has turned into something much, much greater.
Outside for Green. Porter from outside. Rebound by Philadelphia. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, the slam dunk is arguably pro basketball's signature play. And forward Nicholas Batum said growing up, you have so much joy in dunking. You're one of the few people in the world that can. But Father Time marches on, and like most vets, he's come to grips with the reality. He said, my body told me, no more, bro.
Well, leave that to the youngsters now, right? All right, Allie, thanks. Walker against Porter. Nice shot by Walker. Walker's got 5 now.
Defensively, you just can't afford to give these easy looks up. Just asking to get burned if you do.
Green with the ball. He's picked up by Edwards, and he gets it to go. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 4 here in the third from range. Walker. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
That's his second.
And he's gone 1 for 1 in the game so far at the line. And he knocks down the first one.
At the line for your Sixers, Lonnie.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. Milwaukee leading by 20. Porter in the post. Walker covering.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Green, the pass to Trent. Green against Edwards. Back to Trent. Just 5 on the clock. Green with a screen on Gordon. Trent from long range. Here's Sims. Count it. Sims has got his second bucket on the night.
And there he is. I mean, attacking the boards, converting off the misses. I mean, trying to do everything he can to secure this W.
Well, he enjoys deflating the opposition with those extra possessions. I'll tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
Green, the pass to Trent. There's 1:17 left in the third. Pass to Sims. Trent on the wing. For 3. Hits a three-pointer. Trent's gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Porter, the pass to Green. They get the rebound. Porter gets the bucket.
It's obvious they've taken fewer threes here in the second half and are focused on having a more balanced offensive attack.
Walker for 3. No luck on that one. Milwaukee has gotten 3 of 6 threes to fall in the third quarter. That one's good. Sims has got his third bucket of the night.
Fantastic job moving the ball there by Porter Jr., understanding exactly what was available when his teammates were open.
Walker. Oh, the teardrop falls in.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Porter looks it over. Pass to Green. Back to Porter. 4-3. He buries it from 3. Porter's got 5 points.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at them.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Porter gets the bucket.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And as we conclude the third, pretty much a blowout here. It's been a one-sided affair. The Bucks on top, running away with it. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist to the game.
He's always near the top of the list for this honor. I mean, passes like these are his specialty.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays, night in and night out.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Taking a look at the Bucks. Inside, we have Giannis and Lopez. Jackson out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Prince in at the 3 slot. Here's Yabusele. Clark, in your opinion, how does social media affect the game?
Monumental ways. One, I think the most direct way is that it keeps fans connected to players, and players have the option as to how they're going to engage with their fans directly, player to fan, without any middle person. And that is valuable both ways, except when the narrative turns negative. That's the other side of the coin. And when you say things publicly on social media platforms, it's impossible to retract them. You might be able to erase them, but they're still out there in the stratosphere.
You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And the 76ers going with a whole new group out there. And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for the 76ers. Drummond finds Embiid. The 3 ball. The putback. Rebounded by Lopez. For Milwaukee, they've gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. Here's Antetokounmpo. Uses the glass on the layup.
His efficiency has been a big factor in helping them capture this lead.
For 3, Maxey. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. The Bucks have gone 2 of 5 from the field in this final quarter. Here's Lillard. And the dunk by Lillard.
Watch out now. Lillard is smoking and looking to score every time he touches.
Jackson. Oh, my goodness. Powered it home.
Did you see it, Reed? Dunkulous.
What a
Bringing
finish.
the house down.
And Lillard puts up a deep 3. The rebound by Maxey.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
You know, guys, I think he's got confidence to shoot it from anywhere, but he could have gotten a better one than that.
He's done everything he can tonight, trying to keep this team competitive.
Lopez, the screen on George. Lillard with the ball. Guarded now by Maxey. Pulls up at the elbow. Lillard can't get that one to fall.
Boy, defense non-existent there, but they catch a break as he whips it.
And the NBA has regular season games outside the U.S., all over the world. How important is that, Grant?
It's so important, B.A. I mean, basketball has become a global sport. And just look at the recent MVPs. They're mostly international players. So playing games in those countries has helped the game grow all over the world.
Maxey taking up that airspace, doing a nice job just bouncing off the floor there.
The 3 from Prince. Rebound by Philadelphia. Embiid's got his 4th rebound in this one. George finds Embiid. Back to George. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Lillard right side. Lopez, the screen on Embiid. Oh, nice shot by Lillard.
Hard to count all the times Dame has made that 3 in his career. He is something else from behind the arc.
Embiid, a screen on Lillard. Here's Maxey. And he converts the layup. Maxey's gotten 4 this quarter.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the Bucks.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And what a huge performance it was for Damian Lillard.
You look forward to playing with someone who doesn't just move the ball, but moves it with a purpose.
Offensive rebound. Drummond passes to Oubre. Here's Embiid. Antetokounmpo covering. Embiid a screen on Jackson. And George launches it from deep. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't take the lid off. Lillard left side. The 3. Again, the miss by Lillard. George outside. Let's go with a 3. Yes, and it's Embiid picking up the assist.
Nice job finding the open teammate that time. What a pass right there from Embiid.
And it's Lillard penetrating. Paul George pulls it in. And Philadelphia has possession. Embiid a screen on Jackson. And here's George. 4-3. And no good. So this one belongs to the Bucks. Boy, this crowd. Allie, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Grant Hill, Clark Kellogg, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching.